This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome to the Football Frame of Mind podcast. Live stream, sort of halftime stream. We trying something new here, talking about the game, and we just going from there, Like I said, before we get started, man, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. This game's kind of got on the edge of my seat right now, but yeah, let's go with
I see.
that.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good game, man. I like how the defense is playing, man. LSU, number 18 is he's crazy out there, man. He's unblockable. Like he
Mhm.
in the backfield every play. So I think that's pretty cool.
Wingo's
Uh,
getting great pushing on scrimmage.
yeah. But you see my defensive player of the year pick, if you got that, Jared Verse, man, he doing his thing out there, man. He looking like $40 million because that's what he's gonna get if he go first overall. So
Mhm.
looking real good, man. So like I said, we'll use this time talk about the first half of the game, but we're gonna go over week one, what we thought so far, and things like that. So um like I said, man, I start obviously, one of the games that was important for me to watch was Deion Sanders and TCU going against this Colorado Buffaloes going against TCU, man. Great game, exciting, man. It was good to see Shador Sanders play at this big level. And I think he showed he can handle it, man. I mean, like I said, TCU lost a lot, so to expect them to come back and go to the national championship game was kind of not realistic because you knew they were losing a lot, But they put on a good show and that was a good game, man. But ultimately, Dion and his rag bunch of transfer portal guys showed out, man. They showed out, man. And to have a new team with new players was really good, man. So, and
Mhm.
I can't finish this part without saying Travis Hunter might win the Heisman if he can keep this up, man. It's almost going to be inarguable. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a guy playing both sides. So,
Mhm.
yeah, what you think week one, man?
I think it's had a lot of exciting matchups, but I think that was the game that I was really looking forward to seeing because I mean we both picked them to win, but in the back of my head I'm thinking, okay, is he really going to show out and run the offense, especially against a big Power 5 school like TCU? Obviously they're not LSU, Alabama, but I mean that's still a big deal to say you haven't really played D1 competition at this point. And I mean just the fact that they scored that many points on them with a bunch of guys that haven't even been at the university for even a full year, and you
Yeah.
got a coach who's never coached Division One ever, and you got a quarterback who had a little bit of question marks. I mean, it's definitely impressive, and I'm really curious to see how it goes from here.
Yeah, man. I think so too, man. I was just I was looking at it like, man, to have guys who just known each other for literally not even a whole year. And for them to buy in, that's really good coaching, man, from the top down, not just Dion, but from the top down. So I think it's really cool, man. I look forward to seeing what they can do as well because I think the Pac-12 is in it's obviously disappearing before our eyes, but it'll be good to see Dion get a conference championship in year one. That'd be
Yeah,
interesting. That'd be some good news, man.
you
But
have to have a lot of dominoes fall, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, they just literally got to win their games, man. That's all. Because I'm not sure if they play in the same division as USC or whatever, or Washington or whatever. But they could play with them. It seems like they have like up front they have the blocking to really kind of go with anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I do like Shador Sanders' accuracy. That's one thing that really stood out. Like he wasn't missing too many throws. You know what I'm saying? Like they
mhm,
weren't overthrows. They were catchable balls. So anybody that dropped it, that was on them because he threw it
mhm,
right in the breadbasket. So now I don't now like I said, TCU wasn't dialing up the pressure as much as they probably should have, but it was still good to see him throw the ball like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but like I said, I get into Alabama versus Middle Tennessee. Wasn't bad at all. I thought that, Miro did his thing. It's good to finally settle on a quarterback because obviously you don't want to be messing around with no quarterback controversy going into the season. That's just not gonna help anybody. But it's good to see, he did some running and he did some passing that was really impressive, man. But my thing was defense. Defense looked simpler. It looked like they were flying around. I mean, like I said, they gave up some runs, but man, when you're doing a spread offense, man, you're gonna pick up some yards just because you got five receivers to throw to. Somebody open. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I wasn't too crazy about that, man. So I do got a question for you though. But what about Ohio State, man? They kind of struggled with Indiana, man. So what you thinking?
I
Think
mean, they've
this
got
first
talent up
game
and down the
jitters?
board. They've got talent up and down the board to keep themselves competitive. But I mean, I wasn't fully sold on them even before the season. Obviously, they probably got the best receiving core in college football, but they just need to prove stuff to me, man. Because like they've got as much talent, and I mean, if they're struggling against Indiana, that's not really a good sign going into like serious Big Ten play for sure. Especially if they're aspiring to make a playoff. There's some questions for sure.
Understandable, yeah, man. I was actually surprised to see that, even with, the quarterbacks, not being sold until like last week or whatever. I was like, bruh, you got too many weapons to just like not, you know, handle Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. Like I said, you did say that earlier in our show. Like you was like, man, I don't think they're gonna be as good. And I was like, man, I couldn't believe it at first, but then I was like, well, he was right. You're right. So like I said, man, game about to come back on. This is our live stream halftime show. But I gotta get your thoughts on the second half. What you think about the Tigers from second half?
Man, I'll give my take on both sides. So from our side, missed opportunities. You did really good at getting down the field. You scored, especially before halftime. I would have really liked 7, but I'll take 3. Look, we went for it on 4th down 2 times on that side of the field. You can't be doing that. You need to take all opportunities to get points. I've been really impressed with LSU's pass rush, but they really need to step it up in the secondary. Just not allowing those guys to get so much open space. Florida State's man, they played really sloppy on defense, very undisciplined, just making stupid plays. They've been putting themselves in positions to at least be in this game. Jordan Travis came back and scored a really good drive. Uh, I think LSU still has the momentum, but I don't think that dial is turned all the way up. Like it could easily be flipped back. And Jaden Daniels looks very unsettled throwing the ball. Like he's made a few really nice throws, but you can tell he's kind of on edge. But he's definitely turned it up, especially getting out of the pocket and scrambling and getting a really big run there before the end of the first half. But if I'm just going off of what I think for the second half, I think it'll stay close. But I think LSU's defense is gonna step it up a little bit more. And if they can just take it up a little bit more and you can really rattle Jordan Travis, I think LSU wins, but I don't think it's by anything more than 7 points.
Okay, okay, nah, I feel that. I feel that. I think Daniels he want to run so bad. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just sitting there taking what's there. And don't get me wrong, like I'd rather see him run than pass at this point because
I mean,
that
hey, if
run
it's
was
putting you in
sick.
positions to win, I mean, if you're
Yeah,
not turning the ball over and you're not giving the ball back to Florida State and you're getting in positions to score points, then hey, if that's what you got to do to win, cool. It's not always going to work out the way you want it to or the way you feel like would be the most efficient. But I mean, if you're scoring points and you win the game, then hey, I'm okay with that.
yeah, man. Like I said, he needs to stop jumping in the air though. For real, because he gonna get
Man,
towed up.
he took off that one time about 3 or 4 yards past the line, and man, he went up and that dude freaking met him and put him down. Like, dude, you can't be doing that, man. You get hit in the
Yeah,
head hard enough, dude, you're out for the rest of the game, bro. Like
rest
you
of
gotta
the
play
game.
smart.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm
But
hoping.
they need to establish a run game. If they can get a run game going, whether with him and maybe one or two of the other guys, they can win because they're definitely getting a good push. But them tackles, the tackles, especially Will Campbell, he needs to watch freaking Jaden's back because freaking your boy Jared Verse is getting pressure.
Yeah, man. Like I said, he's well advertised, man. He's looking good. So, but like I said, man, the game's about to come on, dog. So we're gonna head up out of here and keep watching it. But like I said, this is our week one, recap, halftime recap, man. We're gonna keep trying to do this for every primetime game, just to, start off the next week, finish off this week so we can have a fresh week after this. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
this is the Football Frame of Mind podcast, man. I'm Cam. That's Brandon. We up out of here.